In the heart of Barcelona, a young boy dribbled a ball through the streets, his movements a blend of magic and necessity. Lionel Messi, born in 1987, wasn't just a child chasing dreams. He was stepping into a world where football and money had already started to move together in ways most people never notice. This isn't just a story about a great player. It's about a system that elevated talent, shaped careers, and quietly changed what it means to succeed at the highest level. The real question isn't whether Messi changed football. It's how much football's financial reality shaped the path he walked, and what that cost. Let's start with what everyone already knows. Messi's talent was special. By 15 he was already being called a prodigy. Barcelona signed him for a reported €7.5 million in 2004. At the time it felt like a huge amount. Today it looks almost small next to the numbers we see in modern transfers. For Messi though, that moment was the start of something much bigger. He didn't just join a football club. He became part of a financial machine that would grow around him for the next 15 years. Barcelona's model was unusual. The club used a complex system of debt financing that allowed them to spend heavily on players and wages. It wasn't illegal, but it was aggressive. Even when the club reported large losses, they kept investing. Why? Because Messi's value as a brand had become enormous. Fans bought shirts with his name. Sponsors wanted to be near him. Ticket demand rose whenever he played. His success on the pitch fed the commercial side, and the commercial side made it possible to keep building the team around him. It was a powerful cycle. Other big clubs noticed. Real Madrid, Manchester City, and later Inter Miami all chased similar ideas in their own way. A single global star could open doors that normal sporting success never could. When Messi shone on the international stage, especially around the 2010 World Cup, his image traveled further than most players could dream. Brands from sportswear to technology wanted a piece of that visibility. Football was no longer just a game. It had become one of the most effective ways to sell almost anything. But while the biggest clubs grew stronger, the gap with everyone else kept widening. Reports from European institutions pointed out what many fans already felt. Money was concentrating at the top. Smaller clubs found it harder to compete, harder to hold on to their best players, and harder to stay financially stable. This wasn't only about Messi. It was about a system that rewarded scale and global appeal more than pure sporting merit. UEFA tried to respond with financial fair play rules. The idea was to stop clubs from spending money they didn't have. In practice, the rules struggled to keep up with the creative ways clubs structured their finances and valued future income. Messi's long-term contract with Barcelona in 2017 showed just how high the stakes had become. Keeping a player of his level required numbers that were difficult for outsiders to fully understand. Then came the move to Paris Saint-Germain in 2021. The fee and the salary made headlines around the world. For PSG, it was as much a statement of ambition as a football decision. Star players had become more than athletes. They were symbols clubs used to signal power and attract attention. Messi's arrival fitted that pattern perfectly. Messi himself clearly gained from the commercial growth of the game. His earnings from contracts and endorsements put him among the highest-paid athletes on the planet. At the same time, he faced his own financial and legal challenges. The tax case in Spain that led to a large fine in 2022 showed that even the most successful players are not outside the system. Public attention on money matters can follow a player long after the final whistle. Earlier issues involving Barcelona's tax affairs added another layer to the conversation. They raised questions about how big clubs manage complex finances and how transparent those arrangements really are. For Messi, it was a reminder that individual careers remain tied to the institutions around them. None of this erases what Messi did on the pitch. He grew up with very little, and football gave him a way out. The discipline, the vision, the ability to do things with a ball that most people can only watch. That part of the story is real and remarkable. The financial side doesn't cancel the sporting genius. It simply sits alongside it, sometimes uncomfortably. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar brought both sides together again. Messi lifting the trophy was a pure sporting moment for millions of fans. At the same time, the tournament itself was a massive commercial event. Broadcasting rights, sponsorships, and global attention turned the competition into big business. Once more, excellence and money moved in the same direction. This is the tension at the heart of the story. Messi's career shows how extraordinary talent can still rise. It also shows how strongly financial forces now shape the game. His ability changed how football is played and watched. The system around him changed how value is measured. Looking forward, the same questions remain. If commercial power continues to grow faster than sporting balance, something important risks being lost. The late winner, the unexpected cup run, the feeling that anything can happen. These are the things that make football matter to so many people. When money decides too many of the outcomes, those moments become harder to protect. The boy who once dribbled through the streets of Barcelona entered a football world that was already changing. His journey reflects both the opportunity and the pressure of that world. The wider effect of his career is not only about one player. It is about a sport that has learned how to turn talent into global commercial value, sometimes at a cost to the rest of the pyramid. So what do we take from all this? Football has changed. The forces that surrounded Messi's career are part of a larger shift. Talent still matters. Money matters more than it used to. For fans, the question is becoming harder to ignore. How much of the game's soul can survive when business logic sits at the center of so many decisions? This was never only the story of a great footballer. It is the story of a system that turned exceptional ability into a worldwide commercial force, while leaving many smaller clubs and less marketable players struggling to keep up. It is about athletes navigating the space between passion and profit, and about supporters who still look for magic even as the economic foundations of the sport keep shifting. The question is still open. Can football hold a healthy balance between sporting integrity and commercial ambition? Or will the model that grew around careers like Messi's become the standard for everyone who follows? One thing already feels certain: the game has been reshaped, and the influence of money is no longer something we can pretend isn't there. What do you think? Is modern football's direction more of a natural evolution or a system increasingly driven by financial engineering? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If this documentary made you see the game a little differently, tell us what stood out. If you found this look at football and finance useful, consider subscribing. We make documentaries that try to go beneath the surface of the stories we think we already know. Your support helps us keep doing that. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We're already working on the next one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next chapter.